Hi everyone, let us discuss about the vectors, the importance of vectors, how to deal with vectors in solving physics, or what is the importance of vectors. So, if you consider the vectors, there are three things which are useful in solving physics regarding vectors. What are those three things are? One is resolution of a vector and resultant of two vectors, nothing but addition. Vector addition. Addition is nothing but resultant of two vectors. And third one, product of two vectors. So based on this only, usually we solve the questions in physics. Like, what is vector? A quantity which has magnitude as well as direction. There are so many vector quantities in physics: displacement, velocity, acceleration, force, torque, so on. So for everything you need to specify direction. So how do you specify the direction? So we have the three directions like x, y, z, or you can say like one is east, west like x-axis, north, south like y-axis, upward and downward like z-axis. There are three directions. And how do we represent them? And how can we represent any vector along x-axis, along y-axis, along z-axis? That is important. Like, you will use the unit vector notation I cap, j cap, k cap. If the vector is not along x, y or z, if it is in any plane, then how the representation will be there? If it is in xy plane, then I cap and j cap, x and y components will come. If it is in yz plane, then j and k components will come, so on. So a vector can exist in a 1 dimension, 2 dimension as well as 3 dimension. And the first two things are resolution of vector, like division of one vector into two components along two perpendicular directions. And another one is resultant. So resultant nothing but addition. How to add two vectors? What is the resultant of two vectors, or what can be the resultant of two vectors? That is what we need to understand. And finally we will have to understand about how to multiply two vectors. Like there are two methods, scalar product and vector product, or dot product or cross product you can say. Scalar product is nothing but dot product, vector product is nothing but cross product. So let's see how we can use them. Now the very first thing which is required from vector in solving numericals, not only related to electrostatics, many other chapters, PU1 or PU2, is resolution of a vector. What is that? Resolution. Resolution means what? Division. You break one vector into two parts. Let me explain you in this way. Take it. So it is like a coordinate axis system. See here, observe carefully. This is x-axis, this is y-axis, and this is z-axis. These are the three directions existing for us. So if a vector is in x direction, then you will represent with a symbol I cap. I cap means a unit vector along x-axis. So 10 Newton force acting along x. So 10 I cap you can write. So I cap just represents the direction is along x. Similarly 10 Newton along y, 10 j cap. Similarly 10 Newton along z, 10 k cap. So y means j, x means I, and z means k. So that's why the general representation of vector is also like a I cap plus b j cap plus c k cap. But usually we get the questions only 2 dimension. This is 3 dimension. We get only most of the time 2 dimension. 2 dimension means, consider this is x, this is y. Now consider a vector in xy plane. Now take, this is the one vector. This is in between x and y, x axis and y axis, nothing but it is in xy plane. Now if you draw a projection, that means perpendicular on, what is this axis? X axis. Then this is called projection on x axis. Similarly, if you draw, this is projection on y axis. So this one, this length, so this vector you can divide into 2 parts now, 1 and 2. So one is along x axis, one is along y axis. So these components we call it as what? The projection of vector on x axis and y axis. Like here if you consider, this is x axis, see like this now, x axis, and this is y axis. Now this is vector. Now if you draw the perpendicular, this is A, and if you draw the perpendicular, now this is another one. Now this is x, this is y, and this xy, how do you find it? Is that depends upon the angle. What angle? The vector makes some angle with this one, either x or y. Suppose if you know the angle with x axis, then you take this triangle, right angle triangle. So if this is y means this is also y. Then take cos alpha. Cos alpha is adjacent by hypotenuse, so that x is a cos alpha. If you take sin alpha, then opposite by hypotenuse a, that is y equal to a sin alpha. So x is a cos alpha, y is a sin alpha. Suppose you know the angle with y axis beta, then you consider this right angle triangle. Then here I am writing here cos beta. See, this is x means this is also x. Cos beta is adjacent y by hypotenuse a, y equal to a cos beta. Then sin beta, opposite x by a, x is a sin beta. So here try to understand carefully. X is cos, here y is cos. Here alpha, when you consider, alpha is the angle made with x axis. Alpha is the angle made by vector with x axis. So x component became cos. But in this case, beta is angle made by vector with y axis. So then y became cos. So the conclusion is the direction with which vector makes angle in the direction cos, in perpendicular direction sine. For example, generally you consider this is one vector. Let's take p bar. Magnitude is p. Now this is one random direction. Let's take it as x now. Then draw the perpendicular. Then this is one component. And this angle they have given as theta. Then what is this component will become? P cos theta. Now in the perpendicular direction, perpendicular to this direction, you draw another component. then this is the another component that will become what? Sine. P sine theta. So that's why every vector can be divided into two components along two perpendicular directions. So that is the concept of what? Resolution. Similarly, when you consider resultant, we have studied triangular law of vector addition. We have studied parallelogram law of vector addition, where the resultant of two vectors, what is the formula? Resultant of two vectors, r square equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. Please try to understand. Just the revision of whatever you have learned. See, what is A is one vector having magnitude A. This is A bar and magnitude A. What is this? Another vector B bar and the magnitude is B. Now what is theta? Is angle between two vectors. Then if you apply triangular law of vector addition, what you will do? A bar, then from the end you will draw B bar. From the edge of first vector you will start the second vector. Then you will join the starting point of first vector and ending point of second vector. That will become R bar. So that this R is the resultant of A bar and B bar. Resultant of A bar and B bar. What is the meaning of resultant in vector language? Addition. But addition doesn't mean that if a vector of 4 and another vector 5 added means it is not always 4 plus 5 9. It can be 4 plus 5 9. It can be 5 minus 4 1. It can be anything in between 1 to 9. Why? Because see here, if two vectors are along the same direction, this is A bar, this is B bar. Two vectors are along the same direction. Then what is the angle between them? 0. Same line or parallel. They can be like parallel also. So what is the angle between them? 0. Then you substitute here cos 0. How much? 1. Cos 0 is 1. Then you take it. R square equal to A square plus B square plus 2AB cos 0. What is cos 0? 1. Cos 0 is 1. Then R square equal to A square plus B square plus 2AB. But this is nothing but A plus B whole square. So what is the resultant will become now? A plus B. Similarly, theta 180 you take. Here parallel, same direction. Now here anti-parallel. So one is this way, one is opposite way. What is the angle between them? 180 degrees. When theta 180 cos 180 how much? We have studied this in basic mathematics. Cos 90 plus 90. Cos 90 plus theta is what? Minus sin theta. Sin 90 how much? 1. So cos 180 is minus 1. So R square equal to A square plus B square plus 2AB cos 180 is minus 1. So it is nothing but A square plus B square minus 2AB. It is A minus B whole square. Now what is the resultant? A minus B. Theta 0 means same direction. Two vectors along same direction. Then the resultant is A plus B. If two vectors are in the opposite direction, then the resultant is subtraction. A minus B or b minus a. So this is 0 and 180. Now take what if theta 90 degrees? Theta 90 means cos 90 is how much? 0. So this term will become 0. If this is 0, then what will remain? R square equal to a square plus b square. So R equal to under root a square plus b square. So what is the resultant now? Under root a square plus b square. So these are the three cases which comes very often in the physics. Like if two forces along same direction or two electric field vectors along same direction, add them. If two are opposite to them, then subtract them. If two are perpendicular, then under root a square plus b square. If the angle is not 0, 90, 180, then substitute in this formula. But 99.9% questions will not be asked based on theta other than these three. Always they will ask based on these three only. But still I am telling, if theta is not one of these three things, then go for this formula. But in electrostatics, here one special case will come, that is if two vectors are equal. So now I am going to write few things on the board. So if you remember those things, then you can solve all the questions related to vector resultant. What is that? See, take it. R square equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. Like a and b, and this is resultant R. Now resultant make some angle with a and make some angle with b. Now if theta, that is angle between both of them, 0 degrees, the resultant is a plus b, and theta 90 degrees, the resultant is a square plus b square under root, and theta 180, the resultant is a minus b. So here if you observe, the maximum resultant is a plus b, the minimum resultant is a minus b, and for any other value the resultant is in between them. That's why a minus b less than or equal to or less than or equal to a plus b. The resultant always lies between a minus b and a plus b. It won't be less than a minus b. It won't be greater than a plus b. It always in between them. Now, if a equal to b, if a equal to b and both are parallel, then what is the resultant? Both vectors are same. Let's say the magnitude is x. A is x, b is also x. Then what is the resultant in first case? A plus b. A is x, b is x. So what is the resultant? 2x. Similarly, theta 60. This is also. Why we take 60? Because equilateral triangle we take it oftenly in the questions. That's why theta 60 is important. R equal to root 3. Let's substitute under root here. X square plus x square plus 2 x into x, x square cos 60 1 by 2. 2 get cancelled. X square plus x square plus x square, 3x square. How much it will come? Root 3x. Next, theta 90 degrees. The resultant is under root a square x square, b also x. So root 2x square, root 2x. Now theta 120 degrees. The resultant is under root a square. x square, b square x square plus ab x square cos 120. Here I am writing cos 120 is cos of 90 plus 30. Cos 90 plus theta is minus sin theta. So minus 1 by 2. So minus 1 by 2. 2 cancel. So under root x square plus x square. This is minus into plus minus. So under root x square, how much? X. So this is the resultant. So if two equal vectors at 120 degrees, then the resultant is either of the magnitude. This also we take it because in case of equilateral triangle, this 120 will come. Like I will show here itself. See, take the equilateral triangle. So here I am drawing. This angle is 60, 60, 60. If there are two forces like this or two fields like this, then the angle is 60. But if one is like this and one is like this, then what is this angle will become? This total is 180, this is 60, so this will become what? 120. At the centroid, when you consider 1, 2, 3, so at the centroid here, one is this way and another is this way and another is this way. So what is the each angle will become? 360 by 3, 120, 120, 120. That's why we take this as special cases in vectors. So the last and final one, when the angle is 180, theta 180 degrees, the resultant is a minus b. So x minus x, how much? 0. So remember this data. Then try to apply in the solving questions. Let us take only one question. Today let us solve only one question with all the clear explanation, and then we'll see whether you become confident or not in solving or in applying these vectors in numericals. So consider like there are three forces acting. F, F, F. So they may give generally, or you can take one situation like three masses are placed at the three corners of an equilateral triangle. Then what is the resultant gravitational force at the centroid, whatever mass placed at the centroid? Or in electrostatics, three charges are placed at the three vertices of a equilateral triangle. Then what is the resultant force on the fourth charge placed at the centroid? In such situations, you will get three vectors at an angle 120, 120, 120 each. Angle between them. Now, to find the resultant, you will have to use the data what we discussed, like take any two vectors, find the resultant. These two are at 120. What is the resultant also? If A equal to B theta 120, then resultant is also either A or B. So the resultant must be F. So here both are equal, so that the angle made by the resultant must be exactly half of. Like this will become the resultant. 60, 60 it will become. But if both are not equal, then you have to use this formula. Like if this is A bar and this is B bar and this is R bar, it makes an angle alpha. Then tan alpha equal to B sin theta by A plus B cos theta, where theta is angle between A bar and B bar. But here A equal to B. So if you substitute, you will get alpha is exactly theta by 2. So that the resultant is in between, and as theta 120, then resultant is equal to either of them. And now one more is downward already. This is the resultant of these two and this is the third one. Now what is the angle between them? 180 degrees. Theta 180, then what is the resultant? A minus B. So this minus this or this minus, then what is the final resultant? 0. Or what is the final resultant force? F minus F. How much? 0. So this way you can use it. You will take, suppose if you take laws of motion, there equilibrium problems you will solve, equilibrium based numericals, where you need to go for resolution by considering x-axis and y-axis. And if you consider the motion of your body along the inclined plane, there also you will divide the forces along the inclined plane and perpendicular to the plane, like two components along two perpendicular directions. So that's why it is very important. And the last and final one, that is product of two vectors. So let's just understand the importance of product of vectors. Now let us discuss the third thing about vectors, that is product of vectors. So if you consider the product of vectors, let's take two vectors A bar as A1 I cap plus B1 J cap plus C1 K cap, B bar as A2 I cap plus B2 J cap plus C2 K cap. These are the two vectors. Now if you take the dot product A bar dot B bar, so that will become AB cos theta. If you take the vector product A bar cross B bar, it is AB sin theta. But you should not write like this, because here the magnitude of A bar dot B bar is a scalar, so number. This is a scalar. That's why the product is called scalar product or dot product. But here this must be one vector. So that's why here you must mention the direction also. That direction is along n cap. So what is n cap? N cap is unit vector perpendicular to plane of A bar and B bar. Suppose A bar and B bar is in the plane of board, then perpendicular to this means either outward or inward. But how to find out outward or inward? So you have to take A bar and B bar. Take two cases. Either you can use the right hand thumb rule or screw rule, right? You have to rotate the fingers from A to B. Then thumb will give you the direction, like here outward, here inward. Or else I will suggest you that make an arrow from A to B, complete a circle, and this is anti-clockwise. So anti-clockwise means outward. Here if you take the same way, this is clockwise circle. So clockwise means inward. So this way you can find the direction of A bar cross B bar. And what is the magnitude? AB sin theta. Here AB cos theta, here AB sin theta. And if you consider specifically this one first, you can find using this what is the angle between two vectors, like cos theta equal to A bar dot B bar by A into B. So in many situations you can use this formula in solving numericals in physics. Also let's take here one more thing, that is A bar dot B bar equal to, if they have given vector form, it will become A1 A2 plus B1 B2 plus C1 C2, because here A bar dot B bar means I dot I dot J, I dot K will come first. But I dot J 0 because theta 90, I dot K 0 because theta 90. If theta is 90 degrees, angle between two vectors, then cos 90 how much? 0. So dot product becomes 0. Like in projectile motion, you will use the condition like after what time the instantaneous velocity becomes perpendicular to initial velocity. So they have given one situation like body projected, it is going like this. So this is the initial velocity direction. After some time, at one instant, the velocity becomes perpendicular to initial direction. So what time? You can find using this condition. You have to write initial velocity in vector form, instantaneous velocity in vector form, and take the dot product and make it to 0. So that's why you have to use in a particular situation the application of vectors. So this is the way to find the angle. This is the way to use the condition, perpendicular condition. And otherwise, if you want to find the work done, like work done, they will give force and displacement both in vector form. Then you can find the work done. This is the dot product of two vectors when they are given in vector form. So this is the main purpose how we use dot product in solving physics. And one more importance is here the result of dot product is a scalar. So whenever in the physics to get a scalar from two vectors, we will go for scalar product. Like the best example is work. Work depends on force and displacement, but force is vector as well as displacement vector. So work, a scalar you have to get from two vectors, force and displacement. That's why work is dot product of force and displacement. Similarly, if you consider this cross product, the magnitude is AB sin theta and direction also we have taken. Now, if they are given A bar and B bar and they are asking what is the A bar cross B bar value, you have to take determinant. And the first row always should be I cap minus J cap K cap, because alternative plus minus we will take. So directly I am showing like this. Or else you take I, J, K and take alternative plus minus. So plus minus plus, like this, plus minus plus. And second row should be coefficients of A bar, like A1, B1, C1. And third row should be coefficients of B bar, A2, B2, C2. Then how to expand this one? So how to expand this one? This one is like, now consider first you have to find I coefficient. If you want to find I coefficient, remove the column and row related to I, then this will remain. So cross multiply it. So that B1 C2 minus B2 C1. Then minus J. This and this will go. So A1 C1 A2 C2 will remain. So A1 C2 minus A2 C1 plus K cap. So this and this will go, then A1 B2 minus A2 B1. So this way you can find the cross product of two vectors. And one more thing also you have to remember here, that if you take cross product of two vectors like A bar cross B bar, that is a vector we are telling. Let's take it as C bar. So now C bar is a vector perpendicular to the plane containing A bar and B bar. Suppose this is A bar, this is B bar. Now this is the angle between them. Now C bar is A bar plus B bar, that must be perpendicular to A as well as B. That means either outward or inward. So C bar perpendicular to A bar, perpendicular to B bar. Now if you take this is A bar, this you can take it as B bar, then this will become what? A bar plus B bar. Parallelogram law of vector addition or triangular law of vector addition. Now here A bar plus B bar, if you consider this C bar is also perpendicular to this one. So it is also perpendicular to A bar plus B bar. Now this is B bar, this is minus B bar, opposite vector, equal and opposite. Then if you take this one, A bar plus minus B bar, A bar plus minus B bar. So what it will become? A bar minus B bar. So C bar is also perpendicular to A bar minus B bar. So the result of cross product of two vectors is always perpendicular to both the vectors and their sum and their subtraction. So this is how you will use the vectors in mathematical physics. So use these concepts of resolution, addition and product of vectors. Subtraction is nothing but addition, please remember. I didn't explain you subtraction as an additional thing because just I will tell you here a simple way. A bar minus B bar, when you want to find, you just add A bar with minus B bar. Suppose this is B bar, then you take this one. This is B bar means this is minus B bar. Then you add this minus B bar to A bar. Same like this. then you will get a bar minus b bar, like I did here. So I am adding a bar with minus b bar. That is nothing but a bar minus b bar, which is called as what? Subtraction. So this is how it is very much important, not only in one chapter, two chapter, in almost 70% of the chapters, 60-70% of the chapters, we use this concept like vectors. So that's why please try to understand and try to practice these three things. So thank you.